Yan. Okay, so let's welcome the eye guys. So MTech 2 lecture. This is supposedly given no, before you take the quiz. However, medyo na busy jud ko guys because of some uncertain mga emergencies na ako no. So ayan. So I'll give you the lecture video lang for the first part no of the topics that we had for the first week and second week supposedly ito. So part 1 pa lang ito siya guys. Okay, so let's start. Ayan. So I've given you notes now for you to follow through this lecture. And in the notes I've included the history, no brief history lang ng about the background of hematology. So you just study it self-study nyo na lang yun. Those are just pioneering people who started the study of hematology. So yeah, now let's proceed with hematology. Okay, so again, the word hema, um, comes from the Greek word no, haima, which means blood, and then logos, of course, that is to study. So basically, the term hematology is the study of blood. So yeah, so blood is actually a nutritive fluid, nutritive meaning from the name itself, nutritive, it gives nutrition no, to not just to us, no, specifically to the organs of our body. It takes part in the physiologic and pathologic activities in the body because your blood serves no it's a review no in histology that your blood is a connective tissue. So connective siya meaning because it connects na different organ to another organ. Okay, through circulation, of course. So it takes part in the physiologic and the normal physiologic activity of our body and the organs and also the pathologic activities of our body. So yan, so makita ninyo sa picture, no? The difference of the venous and arterial blood. So we have two types of blood again. So that's your venous blood, which is dark in red in color, and the arterial blood, which is bright red in color. So why do you think that the venous blood is darker than your arterial blood? Okay, so the answer is very simple. It's because your venous blood is actually deoxygenated. Okay, so what gives the blood its bright red color is actually the oxygen. Okay, so if it is devoid of oxygen, ayan, so nagiging dark red siya, while your arterial blood nagiging bright red siya because of the presence of oxygen. Ayan. Okay. So functions of blood, no, these are the major functions of our blood. So we have for respiration, okay, transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. As we all know that carbon dioxide is the what's the tawagan, byproduct no, of cell metabolism. So it is not or waste products, kumbaga siya ng cell metabolism. So yan, so it carries out um carbon dioxide no to the lungs, and it brings also oxygen no, from the lungs to the other tissues. Yeah, so nutrition of course because your blood contains no the nutrients that is needed by the different body organs. We have also excretion, no? Excretion by the means of excretion of body waste. So, as you can recall, no, that one of the main functions of our kidneys is excretion. So, one also of the functions of our kidney is renal blood flow. So, 'di ba, from the renal blood flow, it flows na naman um to glomerular filtration or it proceeds to glomerular filtration, um tawagan ni tubular reabsorption and tubular secretion. So, si blood, no, kailangan siya si blood for excretion. Kasi siya ang nagabitbit sa waste products, no, of our body. Homeostasis and protection, no, of course, protection in the sense that our blood contains a lot of cells, no, which is the first line of defense. Okay? It's one of the first line of defense ng ating body against foreign or antigens. Okay, and thermoregulation. Okay, thermoregulation meaning um it regulates our body temperature. Ayan. So, characteristics of our blood, it is red in color, of course. Okay. Thick and viscous. Yan. And it is slightly alkaline. So, the pH of our blood is actually 7.35 to 7.45. So, recall again, in your CC, no, that the normal range of our blood, okay, or blood gas analysis, di ba, is just 7.35 to 7.45. Ayan. Okay. So, as you can observe, no, ang lecture natin for HEMA is actually interconnected now with other subjects. Ayan, so specific gravity of our blood is 1.045 to 1.065. Of course, it is, tawag ani, increase ang iyang specific gravity because it has a lot of minerals, okay, or elements no, that is present in our blood. So your blood is actually 7 to 8% of the total body weight of a person. Ayan. So total volume of our blood differs no by gender. Ayan. So males, of course, they have more blood, 5 to 6 liters, and females, we have 4 to 5 liters of blood. Ayan, so we'll learn no more kung bakit nga mas madami yung blood ng males compared with females. Ayan, so composition of blood. So we have the liquid portion of our blood, no, which is either plasma or serum. Plasma siya, um, plasma ang tawag, no, sa liquid portion of the blood if the blood is mixed with an anticoagulant. And then serum naman ang tawag no if it is from a coagulated blood. So sa ang example sa mga plasma, okay, plasma na generating ng mga tubes. Of course, katong na yung mga anticoagulant. Example, number one, sodium citrate or si light blue. Di ba na siya yung anticoagulant na sodium citrate. So, plasma yung gina-generate. So, compare ni mo sa gold separator tube or katong gold top tube. Okay, nawala man to siya anticoagulant. Of course, no, magiging clotted yung blood. It generates now your serum. So, what is the major difference of your plasma and the serum? Of course, the clotting factors, okay? Or the plasma proteins that are present specifically sa plasma, okay? Kasi hindi nagamit yung mga proteins that is needed or the factors no, that are needed for the coagulation. So serum, wala na siyang mga proteins and all, okay? Wala na siya yung mga ingana. Okay, so yun yung difference nila. So, liquid portion of our blood no, is mainly composed of water. Okay, 90% anak kay tubig and others, 10%. So, it contains electrolytes, okay, non-protein nitrogen or your BUN, okay, hormones, and food materials. So, those are the yung mga liquid portion of our blood. Ayan. So, makita niyo sa picture, no? 55% of the total blood is actually the plasma, 45% erythrocytes or the RBCs itself, and the buffy coat which contains your WBCs and platelets, less than 1% lang siya of the total composition of our blood. Yan. So, solid components, no? It contains cellular components na gyud. So, again, there is a buffy coat and sa erythrocytes, okay, sa RBC or sa packed cell volume. So, red blood cells, it is 45% of the blood volume. The normal value of that is 4.5 to 6.5 times 10 to the power of 12 per liter. So, don't be confused, guys, if you see, if you saw, or if you see, rather, different range no, of our RBCs. But most likely na lang siya dala na range. White blood cells naman, we have 4.5 to 11 times 10 to the power of 9 per liter. So that is the normal range of our WBCs. Okay, your WBCs is actually divided into two, no, the granulocytes and agranulocytes. So from the name itself, granulocytes, meaning those white blood cells that has granules, and agranulocytes, walay granules. And your platelets naman, which is normal value niya is 150 to 350 times 10 to the power of 9 per liter. That is the responsible naman, no, for the clotting, okay? Or the responsible for hemostasis. Ayan. So yan, so let's talk about the granulocytes and agranulocytes. So white blood cells, no, again, they are they are classified, okay, into granulocytes and agranulocytes. So your granulocytes, your neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils, and agranulocytes naman, we have your lymphocytes and your monocytes. So may ilan na ninyo guys, pag na-feel, granulocyte, o agranulocyte, katong mga site-site, o lymphocyte, monocyte. Ayan, so these are the following classifications of your white blood cells. Okay, so your granulocytes, no, sa neutrophils, 60 to 70% in differential counting. Okay, that's the normal value. So, siya gyud ang predominant cell sa atong blood. Okay, or white blood cell rather sa atong blood. So, that's 60 to 70% of neutrophils. It's either stub, no, or band cells. Stub meaning immature, no? Dili man siya retic, but immature siya na cell, na neutrophil because wala pa siya nag-lobulate. Okay? Stub or band, the same lang. Wala lang siya segmentation diri. Okay? Kaning-kaning diri. Bali, ang iyahang murag nucleus kay walay segmentation. Mura lang siya ana. Okay? Eosinophil naman, 2 to 4% lang na siya sa total body circulation. Okay? So, usually they are increased. So, for neutrophil, no, additional lang na information, your neutrophils, increased siya in cases of bacterial infections. Okay? Siya ang first line of defense for bacterial infections. Your eosinophils naman, it is increased, no, during parasitic infections. Okay? Though, dili siya always, guys, true, no? There are some specific parasites that causes eosinophilia. Okay, but most likely, your patients with parasites no have increased eosinophils. Your basophils naman no that's 0.1 to 1% lang jud sa atong circulation. So when you do differential counting, dili gyud siya commonly reported unless naagyud kay makitaan. But most of the time guys, wala gyud na sila because most of them asa sila makitaan na sila sa tissues. Okay? Na sila sa tissues. They are called mast cells no when they transfer to the tissues. Kay dala man sila mas kailangan no for hypersensitivity reactions. Ayan, so that's basophil. Okay? Now, let's proceed with your agranulocytes. So, lymphocytes, no, that's 20 to 25%. Siya ang second in line kay neutrophil na daghan, no, in population sa atong white blood cell differential. So, your lymphocytes are actually divided into two, no. We have your T cells and B cells. Okay, so T lymphocyte and your B lymphocytes. So, your T lymphocytes, kay dagan kay siyang types, guys. We have T helper, T cytotoxic, T suppressor, T memory, T delayed hypersensitivity. Okay, so let's leave that for immunology, no? Because ang major jud ana is the immunology. But this is just an overview, no, kung unsa ang components sa atong red blood cells kay basig nakalimot na mo. So yan. So review lang ni siya. B cells naman, no, B cells or B lymphocytes are actually your memory cells, okay? Because they will be converted to plasma cells, no? And memory cells. So plasma cells, these are cells or B lymphocytes that produces your immunoglobulins or your antibodies. And then your monocytes naman, no? It's just 3 to 8%. Siya ang third, no? Na pinakadaghan na WBC sa atong circulation. 3 to 8%. So your monocytes will turn no into macrophage in the tissue. So dagantag different types of macrophages no depende kung asa sila nakalocate. Okay. So ang macrophage na nasa ato ang blood no is the monocytes. Though it will be converted to macrophage no if the need arises. Yan, so primary services offered by Hematology and Hemostasis Laboratory. Ayan, so overview lang niyo siya guys kung saan ginahimo sa Hematology and Hemostasis Lab. So, naka-duty naman dyan mo tanan. Okay, so kabalo mo specimen collection and preparation, quantitative manual and instrumental measurements of cells, okay, measurements of cell volumes, evaluation of cellular contents and components, identification of cells, okay, identification of reactive or neoplastic alterations of cell populations. Mao ni siya ang pinaka-crucial na part no in hematology because in terms of or in times na mag-flag ang machine no, you really have to do the smear para makita na to kung ano siya nag-flag. Okay? Evaluation of leukocytes, RBCs, and your platelet function. Evaluation of cellular development and the hemostatic function. Ayan, so review no prefixes of the terms. Basically, the terms used in hematology. Siya gyud ang pinakagrabe na mo gamit og prefix and suffixes no. This comes from um Latin or Greek, no, na prefixes and suffixes. So let's start first with prefixes, no. Prefixes, a or an, no, it means lack, without, or absent, or decreased, o wala. Okay? Example na kay anemia, okay? Decreased, no, ang RBCs, or plastic, okay? Walay cells, unsa pa ba? Yan. And then aniso naman, no, we have unequal or dissimilar. So, such as the term anisocytosis. So, unequal ang sizes sa ato ang RBCs. Okay? Ante, that's before. Okay? And Brady or Brady, Brady, that means slow. So, bradycardia. Ayan. So, slow ang heartbeat. Cyto naman, it refers to cell. Okay? From the name cell, cyto. Okay, through, okay, diapedesis, no, movement of one cell to another, from the blood vessel to the tissues, no, that's diapedesis. Okay, that's through. This, no, that's abnormal, difficult, or bad. So, dyspnea, okay, unsa pa ba? Dysmenorrhea, ayan. So, that's abnormal, bad, yan. Erythro naman, it refers to red. Okay, specifically your red blood cells or erythrocytes, so red cells. Okay, fair, it means it pertains to iron, no? Ferrous, okay? Yan, iron. Mao man na iyahang name, 'di ba, sa periodic table, okay, Fe. So that pertains to iron. Hemo pertains to blood. Hyper naman above, extreme, or beyond. So hypertrophy, ayan sa pa. Hyperplasia, ayan. So hypo naman beneath, under, deficient, or decreased. Yan. ISO, that's equal, alike, or same. So, isotonic solution. Ayan. So, it's the same tonicity. It has the same tonicity with the blood. So, that's isotonic solutions. So, leuco meaning white. Okay. Macro meaning large or long. Mal meaning bad or abnormal. Mega meaning large or giant. Okay. Meta after, next, or change. Mono one, morph kay shape, myelo from the bone marrow or the spinal cord, pan meaning all, overall, or all inclusive. So when we say pan cytosis, no, increase in all of the cells. Phleb naman, it pertains to vein. Phago, meaning eat and ingest. Poikilo, meaning varied, irregular. Skis, meaning split. Sclere, meaning hard. Splen or splen, the prefix splen, it refers to spleen. Okay, thrombo, meaning clot or thrombus, and then san, that's yellow. Okay, so those are the most commonly prefixes used in hematology. Suffixes naman, no, you have to familiarize this one no, para makabalo mo kung unsang yang ginapasabot na cell type or unsang ginapasabot sa isa ka word. Yan, so first we have your blast. Okay, blast meaning primitive. Primitive meaning old. Okay, pinaka-old na cell, pinakakaraan na cell, pinakauna or the earliest. Okay, site naman, we have cell. Ectomy meaning, basta na ectomy. Okay, splenectomy meaning gikat. Okay, giputol, gikat ang spleen. Yan, vasectomy, gitanggal ang vas deferens. Okay? Emia, meaning blood. Itis, inflammation. Lysis, so we have destruction or dissolving. Okay? Ology, meaning study. Oma, basta na yung mga oma-oma. Okay? Myeloma, Ah, sa pa na mga oma-oma. Basta tanang oma guys, it means swelling or tumor. Opathy meaning disease, osis meaning the state, the condition, okay, or increase, pwede. Pinia meaning decrease or lack of, okay, decrease, for example, leukocytopenia, so decrease in the WBC count. Philic, okay, attracted to or affinity for. Okay, neutrophil ay eosinophilic. Ayan. So meaning they love eosinophil. Okay. Plasia or plastic cell production or repair. Poesis naman, pwede din, cell production or formation. Poietin, it stimulates production or so it is just a stimulus. Okay, poietin. Stasis naman, same or standing still. Trophy, that's nourishment. Okay. Ayan. So those are the common suffixes used in hematology. So examples no, of the terms that we usually use in hematology, no, using the suffix and the prefixes. So anisocytosis, meaning the patient's red blood cells are of unequal size. Your poikilocytosis naman, poikilo meaning different shapes, okay? So in different shapes ang red blood cells ng ating patient. Anemia naman, deficiency in RBCs or hemoglobin in the blood. Aplasia meaning failure of organ or tissue to develop properly or to function normally. Ayan, so mayroon tag aplasia, bone marrow aplasia, so walay development. Okay? This myelopoiesis, so this meaning abnormal, no? Production of the cells in the bone marrow. Panmyelosis naman, it is abnormal increase of the bone marrow cells. So these are just examples no, of the terms used in hematology using the prefix and suffixes, commonly used prefix and suffixes. Ayan, so let's now start with the basic hematological techniques, no? So we have pinaka-common dyan na test, no, that we usually do in hematology. And of course, kabalo mo ani CBC or the complete blood count. It is the routine lab test, no? Foundation procedures. Okay, usually CBC is indicated do para maging foundation siya ng mga procedures or even diagnosis. Okay, indicated po siya in cases of disorders, okay, and abnormalities in the RBC, WBC, and platelets. So what are the parameters under CBC? So kabalo na mo ani. Okay, kung wala mo kabalo, review ta. So we have your hemoglobin, hematocrit, RBC count with morphology. With morphology is just optional. Okay, white blood cell count with differential count, platelet estimate, and your RBC indices. Yan, so techniques in performing complete blood count. Ayan, so we have manual and automated, but most of the laboratories now no obsolete na ang manual CBC because the accuracy kasi of your manual is layo lang no with your automated. So low ang advantage lang jud niya kay low cost lang siya. And though disadvantage niya is intensive ang labor. Imi man ka every parameter is a different test. So kapoy jud siya. Automated naman, high capital cost man siya, pero rapid naman ang performance niya and more precise and accurate siya. Okay, so now let's first start with hemoglobin. So, the amount of hemoglobin in a red cell no is estimated usually by color, the power of combining with oxygen or carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide rather, and the iron content, okay, or the iron content of your red blood cells. So the iron content, sorry, the iron content is usually used no to detect and assess clinical anemia. So the what is the principle used in determination of hemoglobin? No, we use the hemoglobin cyanide or the cyan-methemoglobin method. So usually we use whole blood, no, which contains now your hemoglobin. So kanina sa picture mo ni siya hemoglobin. Yan. So the principle of that is that it the presence of potassium ferricyanide, which is oxidized form of your iron, no, will be converted to hemoglobin into met hemoglobin. So, conversion to methemoglobin or your methemoglobin kasi is a derivative that is unstable. So, since unstable siya, dili siya ma-detect no, sa ato ang method or the spectro. So, kailangan na po siya i-convert to a more stable product which is your cyan methemoglobin through the presence of potassium cyanide. So, yeah. So, once na-convert na tanan hemoglobin to cyan methemoglobin, it will now be measured at for 540 nanometers in spectrophotometer. Ayan. So, yeah. So, this is actually the principle, no? So, your ferrous, okay, the ferrous, okay, the ferrous state kasi ang state ng ating iron in a hemoglobin. Yan, so normally your hemoglobin is in ferrous state. Okay, duha lang iyahang charge. Okay? Tapos, when there's presence of potassium ferricyanide, okay, the ferri meaning oxidized siya. Okay, so kaning oxygen nga naa diri will be or the charge na naa diri will be given to the present hemoglobin, no, which will oxidize now your iron, forming methemoglobin. Though this methemoglobin, again, this is an unstable na derivative of your hemoglobin. Okay, we have to stabilize first the converted methemoglobin to cyan methemoglobin by the addition of your potassium cyanide. So, katong cyanide sa inyong potassium cyanide, bodikit siya kay methemoglobin, forming the cyan methemoglobin. So, once na siya stable na ang cyan methemoglobin, it will be read now at 540 nanometers in spectrophotometer. Ayan. So, just an overview, no, with your hemoglobin derivatives. Ayan. So, we have different types of hemoglobin derivatives. Ayan. So, your methemoglobin, okay, ayan, the iron in ferrous state nagiging ferric state. So, kanus alang na siya, no, ma-acquire na to ng methemoglobin with the exposure of two oxidants. Okay. Ayan. So, ano lang ni siya guys, yan na nato na i-discuss pag nanata sa derivatives. Okay, but again, your methemoglobin is just one of the hemoglobin derivatives. Okay, reference values of your hemoglobin rather, no? Mas dako jud si male, okay, that's 14 to 18 grams per DL or 140 to 180 grams per liter. So this is the SI unit. Okay. Adult female, 12 to 15. And then 120. And then infants naman, of course, mas gamay dyan sila hemoglobin. And samot na si newborn. Okay. Gamay lang dyan siya. Okay, next parameter is your hematocrit. So this measures the packed cell volume. So dara, guys, the packed cell volume. So this is the hematocrit is actually the reference method for calibrating blood count systems. Okay, you can just use no samples from a healthy individual as the second standard and perform hematocrit to calibrate the blood count system or your machine. Okay, it is a rough guide no, to accuracy of hemoglobin measurement and it is commonly used no in calculation of the red blood cell indices. Ayan, so we have the rule of three, no? Gitudloan naman mo ani siguro. Okay, so rule of three, again, for hematocrit values. So how do we measure or how do we calculate your hematocrit values? So, pwede na to siya i-rule of three. Okay, but, okay, pinakadakong dara. Used only when the patient is what? Normochromic and normocytic. Okay, dili ta pwede mo gamit og rule of three kung naay anemia ang pasyente. Dili gyud na siya accurate. Okay? Kung normocytic, normochromic ang imuhang patient, okay, pwede na to gamiton si rule of three. So, your hematocrit is equivalent to hemoglobin times 3. And then, your hemoglobin naman can be calculated by the RBC count times 3. Okay? And the RBC count naman, ma-compute na to siya with the hemoglobin divided by divided by 3. Ayan. So, this is the calculation or for rule of three. Again ha, magamit lang ni siya pag normocytic and normochromic ang imuhang cells. So microhematocrit principle. So this is the most commonly used principle no in determination of your hematocrit. So sa lab, I don't know if nagabuhat pa mo ani sa laboratory na inyong ginadutihan, but anani sa skills lab. Okay? So small amount of blood is centrifuged to determine maximum blah blah blah. Ayan. So gamit pong microhematocrit tube or your capillette. And then, after centrifugation, ay dara, centrifuge ninyo siya, dara. Okay, so this is the microhematocrit centrifuge. So if this is your capillette, okay, kaning sealing clay should be here. Okay? And then, pag i-place na niyo siya dire, of course, dapat na ng ceiling clay dire against sa imuhang outside facing the rubber. Okay, ayan. So, after centrifugation of capillary tube, the component, blood components now will be separated into plasma, buffy coat, and your pack RBC. So, no air must be present because it causes erroneous results. So, that's why nano sa RDs, kay minusan gyud nang naapay bubbles because it will lead to erroneous results. Seal should be facing the or yan, sabi ko na dito. Dito dapat ang seal banda. Yan, reference values. Agay! Okay, let's proceed with our red cell indices. Okay, so your red cell indices this is used no in the classification of your anemia or the morphology classification of your anemia. This is usually also used in quality control and calculated from hemoglobin, hematocrit, and your RBC count. Ito naman hindi na wonder. Yan. So what is MCV? So MCV meaning mean corpuscular volume or mean cell volume. So reference range is 80 to 100 femtoliters. Ayan. So this is the formula MCV hematocrit times 10 over RBC count. So this is usually increased no in megaloblastic anemia, hemolytic anemia, basta ka na siya. Increase ang MCV. So, unsa ang kina-determine sa MCV is the cell size, okay? The size of your cells. So, kung ano microcytic or normocytic or macrocytic. Ayan. So, MCV is for the cell size. And next is your MCH, no? MCH is usually used no to indicate no the average weight of hemoglobin in individual RBCs. Okay, ayan. So your MCH is calculated using hemoglobin times 10 divided by the RBC count. So your MCH is increase in macrocytic anemia and decrease in microcytic hypochromic anemia. But yeah. So next is the MCHC or the corpuscular hemoglobin concentration. So kato ganina sa MCH kay weight of hemoglobin lang. Okay, weight of hemoglobin in individual red blood cells. Kaya it is the average concentration na jod of hemoglobin in grams per deciliter. So this is a more specific indicator no of the hemoglobin content of our cells or RBCs. So how do you calculate for MCHC? We have your hemoglobin times 100 over hematocrit or hemoglobin divided by hematocrit times 100. Ayan. So, your MCHC indicates normochromic RBCs if it is within range. Unsa man ang range, ma'am? 32 to 36 grams per DL or percent. Lesser than 32 grams per DL MCHC indicates hypochromic RBCs, meaning gamay lang ang hemoglobin content which is seen in iron deficiency and thalassemia. Then if greater than 36 naman ang MCHC, it indicates possible error in RBC or hemoglobin measurement or the presence of spherocytes. Ayan, spherocytes, these are cells no that has increased hemoglobin content. Ayan, so wala na kay central pallor. Next is red blood cell count with morphology. Ayan, so this is rarely performed na no, obsolete naman dyan ang RBC counting. This uses stoma pipette. The diluents used for RBC counting are the following. So we have your isotonic saline solution, high M solution, and the Gower's solution. So asa man ka mag-read o RBC counting, so there is a 5 RBC squares. So the four corner squares and the and the central square of the large central square. So, RBC morphology naman, no? Ayan. So, wala, dili kay klaro akong picture. Okay. Cell size, variability in size, cell color, cell shapes, cellular inclusions, if present, no? Degree of abnormal morphology and consistent siya with the RBC indices. Yan. So, these are just examples, no, of the morphological characteristics of our RBCs. Next is WBC count and differential counting. So this represents the number of WBCs in 1 liter of blood. So the diluent no is usually weak acid and buffered ammonium oxalate solution. So nganong ginagamitan man siyang acid to lyse your RBCs. Okay, so typical dilution of our WBC no this one is 220. Ayan, so asa mo mag-count sa upat ka WBC squares. Okay? Upat ka WBC squares ka ihapog WBC counting. For differential naman, no, ayan, so, we usually do smearing. Okay? Para ma-determine isa-isa, no, ang ato ang mga WBCs. So, relative lang, no, usually ang reporting for this one, the 0 point something, for example, sa 0.65, 0.45, ganyan lang. Absolute naman, no, you just have to multiply the relative number of WBCs by the total WBC counting. So, that will give you the absolute value of your specific WBCs. Then reticulocyte count, no, this is a special test actually sa hematology, dili gyud siya routinely performed. Okay, so juvenile RBCs or your immature RBCs are demonstrated by supravital stains, okay, which is indicated naman with the presence of reticulin network in the RBCs. So kana nasa picture kani, these are reticulin networks, okay, or remnants of RNA. Okay. Okay, or reticulin networks. Ayan. So, stain usually, supravital stain, no? We have your brilliant crescel blue or your new methylene blue. So, this reflects erythropoietic activity of the bone marrow. Okay. If dagan kag reticulocytes in your peripheral blood, okay, meaning your bone marrow is actively compensating the blood loss present in a patient. Ayan. So, relative count, that is percentage pa rin, no? Absolute count, ayan. So, i-multiply lang gyapon siya with the, ito gani. Multiply lang gyapon siya with the total RBC count. Yan. So, WBC ay adults, no? That's normally, na present na reticulocyte sa ato guys. Kay dili lang tungod kay na anemia ang pasyente dagan siya retic dili. Normally na gyud tay retic. Okay, 0.5 to 1.5 lang, minimal lang. Sa neonates naman, of course, mas dagan nilang retic, no? Mas gamay pa man gud sila og blood. So, ang ilang bone marrow naga-keep up to to form, okay, to produce RBCs. Ayan. Yan, sample collection. So, this is just common, guys. So, you review na lang this one. Okay, self-study. Okay, so venipuncture, of course. Ayan. The patient identification. So, na lang ni siya sa notes ninyo, guys. Ayan. So, review lang ta with the order of draw, no? So, of course, in hematology, um, bisan sa CC, ginabalik-balik ang order of draw. Yan. So, for first, no, sa yellow top, of course, it will be for blood culture. This is sterile. Should be sterile. Siya ang pinakauna dapat na tube. Next is si light blue, which is used for hemostasis or coagulation studies. Next is red, no, or serum top tubes. These are serum top tubes, the red and the gold. SST or the serum separator tube. Your light green or green, the plasma separator tube. Okay, this heparinized na mga tubes, no? Then lastly, hindi man last, but second to the last is your EDTA tube, okay, or your lavender tube. And then gray, which is usually used for glucose studies. Yan. So, of course, remember ninyo ang order of draw. Okay, so sample collection by skin puncture, ayan. So prickers are actually safer and efficient no, because of the retracting needle. Lesser ang exposure of the medtech to the needle pricks. Ayan. So pero pwede gud ka mo gamit yapon og lancet manually. Feather lancet ang gamit, okay? Heel prickers, these are shaped into the curve of the heel no para maka-puncture sa mga newborns. Yan, so what is the order of draw for capillary puncture? Ayan, so dili magsige og memorize sa bedi puncture kay napod tay order of draw sa capillary puncture. So number one, of course, no, ihatag din mo na siya sa blood gas. Okay? Kay nga naman, because your blood gases are very sensitive no to air exposure. Ayan, so kailangan siya dayon ang mabutangan. Okay, the more siya ma-expose sa air, the more na expose siya sa oxygen and yun. Ayan siya. And then blood gas no green. Okay, next is slides no if present ang if nice slides, okay, pwede mo mag smear. Okay, but the slides can also be made no with the use of the EDTA tube. And then next is the other tubes now with anticoagulant. So we have the gray or the green top. And then, sorry, and then red or zero microcollect tubes. No, sila ang pinakalas kay most likely ang imong gi-puncture nag-clot na. Ayan, so now let's proceed with hematopoiesis. So bear with me guys, kay medyo taas-taas jud niyo siya. And I hope nag-listen pa kayo. Um, Ayan. So, hematopoiesis, how blood cells are formed. Ayan. So, hematopoiesis is the process of blood cell production, development, and differentiation. So, the origin of blood cells is actually from the HSC or the hematopoietic stem cells. Yan, so hematopoietic stem cells, which are produced or widely accepted na ang theory no, that the HSC or the hematopoietic stem cells are produced by the embryo. So types of human stem cells, we have three types. Actually, five types na sila guys, but these are the most common no, na related to hematology. So we have the totipotential, which is present in the first few hours after the ovum is fertilized. So once the sperm and the egg meet, it forms a zygote. And then the totipotent cells, okay, sila na dayon ng pinakadaghan, okay? Mag-arise sila. Okay, and then they are the most versatile and the most potent. Most versatile sila because this type of cells or human stem cells can differentiate into different cell lineages. So kumbaga, flexible siya. So kung ikani nga cell, mura siya og kani si totipotential na stem cell, pwede siya mag-differentiate into cells of the kidney, cells of the eyes, cells of the bones. So, grabe niya ka versatile. Very flexible siya. Next is pluripotential cell. Okay, so these are present days no after fertilization. And this can develop into any cell type except into being a fetus. Ayan. So, your pluripotential cell naman, these are cells no that are limited lang to any cell type basta dili siya mag develop into a fetus. Ayan. Next is multipotential. So, this type of stem cells no, they are derived from pluripotent cells. And these are found mostly in adults and are limited to specific types of cells to form tissues. And the multipotential cell or the multipotential cells, these are cells no, are stem cells na more committed siya to a certain lineage. So for example, your multipotential cells is committed to produce platelets. Dito na po yun siya. Platelet lang po iyang buhaton. Okay? So, if a multipotential cell, committed siya to produce RBCs, kato lang po ang iyang i-produce. So, compared with your totipotential and pluripotential, sila man good, the first two types of human stem cells, they can differentiate into different types of cells. Okay? So, dili naman ta limited sa blood cell. Dagan man tag cells all over our body. Okay? Pwede man sa kamot, sa tiil, sa mata, daghan. Dili lang siya sa blood. So, your multipotential naman, no, these are committed to a specific cell lineage. Ayan. Yan, guys. So, totipotent, pluripotent, and the multipotent stem cells. Yan. So, now let's proceed with the hematopoietic developmental period. Ayan. So, in the development of our blood cells, no, it has three periods. Okay. So, we have your mesoblastic period, the hepatic period, and the myeloid period. So, si mesoblastic period, mag-start siya sa yolk sa widely accepted na jud no na the start of the production of blood cells is actually gikan pa gyud sa napakasasulod sa tiyan sa imong mom. Okay, sa yolk sac. Okay, sa yolk sac nimo. Okay, your mesoblastic period occurs no in the yolk sac, and it is 19 to 20. It starts within the 19 to 20 days of gestation or the second week pa lang of gestation. So it occurs in the blood islands of the yolk sac and it forms the primitive erythroblasts. Ayan, primitive erythroblasts and has a unique morphology and hemoglobins they produce. Okay, so it has a different type. So, mo niya akong gi-question, di ba, sa MTAP last time um, what are the three embryonic hemoglobin? So, since sa yolk sac manggod sila gikan, and it is from a sa tao ana, multipotential cell, no? Very primitive, very old. Okay, ayan. So, they produce no a different type of hemoglobin chain or globin chains. Okay? um, they also produce a different type of hemoglobin. So, dili siya the same sa hemoglobin that is present in our body no as adults. Okay? Kay wala pa man ta atong mga essential no na mga blood components or hemoglobin components. So, we have the embryonic hemoglobin. So, your embryonic hemoglobin are composed of Gower 1, Gower 2, and Portland. So, we have three types of hemoglobin. Okay, in the embryonic or in the mesoblastic period. So si Gower 1, okay, ang globin chains niya, we have duha ka alpha and duha ka epsilon. Si Gower 2, duha ka zeta and duha ka epsilon, and your Portland is the nasa duha ka zeta and duha ka gamma na globin chains. Ayan. So in the mesoblastic stage again, it is produced or the blood cells are produced in the island of the in the blood islands present in the yolk sac. And again, it forms primitive erythroblast, tong pinakadaan, pinaka first na cell na ma-produce, no, that will be converted now to a red blood cells. Yan. And of course, no, if there's red blood cells, of course, kailangan nilang hemoglobin. That's why your yolk sac is also capable of producing different globin chains, no, to produce a specific type of embryonic hemoglobin. Next is the hepatic period. Do sa hepatic period, if nanay liver si baby or si embryo. Ayan. So, definitive morphologic hematopoiesis na siya. So, this is actually ano sa tawag ani ha? Intravascular hematopoiesis. Ayan. So, presence of erythroblast plus lymphoid precursor. So, dili lang primitive or mga erythroblasts, meaning mga RBCs ang iyang gina-produce. During the hepatic period, nag-start na po produce og lymphoid precursors. Lymphoid meaning katong mga lymphoid na mga cells such as your lymphocytes, T cells and B cells. Ayan, so your erythroblasts now during hepatic period are more identifiable, okay, than mesoblastic period. And the lymphoid cells, no, will proceed with the definitive hematopoiesis. Ayan, it will lead to the definitive hematopoiesis. Ayan, so during the hepatic period, no, the primary site of hematopoiesis is the fetal liver. So kung ganina sa mesoblastic, sa yolk sac, si hepatic period, of course, sa liver.
And then the spleen, no, since na-form na po ang spleen, no, during this period, okay, it is involved solely in the production of lymphocytes because your spleen is the largest lymphoid organ. Okay, so aside from being sequestration, no, it is also the largest lymphoid organ, which means that it forms also your lymphopoiesis or lymphocytes. Yan. So the spleen also no starts the megakaryocyte production or the platelet production. So during the hepatic period, okay, so your liver is capable of producing the globin chains alpha and gamma. So pag i-combine sila, okay, it will produce a fetal hemoglobin. So this is now the major hemoglobin present in a fetus during hepatic period. So maghinay-hinay na pag-decrease ang concentration sa atong gower 1, gower 2, and Portland. Next is the myeloid or the medullary period. No? Medullary seen in inner part of the bone marrow and usually occurs in the 5th month of gestation. So kung 5 months na ka, of course, na naman kay mga bones. Okay, so your bones now will assume the responsibility of the liver. Eh di ba ganina si liver pamantong sige og reproduce og blood cells. Karon, pag after 5 months no, of gestation, napakasatiyan na naman kay mga bukog. So your organ, the major organ that is responsible now for hematopoiesis is your bones or the skeleton. So yeah. So usually sa long bones siya no, sa femur, yan. And then erythropoietin, no, this type this period na now of our hematopoiesis, no, your tawag gani, your baby or the fetus, no, at the 5th week of the 5th month of gestation, it is now able or capable of sa tawag, responding to erythropoietin. Okay? Erythropoietin, remember that your erythropoietin can cross the placenta. So, kung si mama, okay, masense niya na less na ang blood no, sa ato ang mama. So, what will your body do? Your kidneys will produce erythropoietin. And in return, no, in exchange, what happens to the erythropoietin since it is a hormone, the stimulus no for your hematopoiesis, dili lang si mama ang nagaproduce og blood, also your child or the fetus sa sulod sa tiyan. So it is capable now of responding to erythropoietin. Ayan, so it is also capable of responding to granulocyte colony stimulating factor or the GM-CSF, and it is also or it has also a production no now of your hemoglobin, fetal hemoglobin, the hemoglobin A1 and A2. Ayan, so during the 4th year of life, no, from 5 months of gestation to the 4 years old sa ka-person, the marrow now will be replaced by fats. Okay? And these fats, fat part of our long bones, no, these are hematopoietically inactive marrow. So when the need arises na mag-produce na po ng RBCs, they will become active in production of your cells. Ayan. So, quick facts lang, no? It starts from 5th month of this gestation until death na jud na siya, guys. And then, primary starts at 24th week until birth. And then, after birth, 4 years old, formation of fatty reserves sa ating long bones. And at 18 years old, the only hematopoietic sites are the following. So, the sites of the red marrow of the skull, the ribs, the vertebra, the proximal ends of the bones, clavicle, sternum, and pelvic region, and even the iliac crest. So the rest of the bones, wala na sila, di na sila involved in hematopoiesis. So kanina lang, Jod, mabitaw na guys na pag na bone marrow aspiration or na ay magpa-test for leukemia, usually sa iliac crest, pwede po sa sternum, okay, mag-collect og bone marrow sample. Yan. Okay, sa iliac crest usually because it is the safest and most accessible site for bone marrow biopsy. So usually sa bone marrow na to, guys, no, inside the bone marrow of a normal adult, okay, the myeloid erythroid ratio is 2:1 to 4:1. Myeloid meaning katong blood cells other than RBC, WBCs, platelets, that's myeloid. Erythroid meaning RBC. So mas daghan normally jud ang ratio sa ato ang cells in the bone marrow, mas daghan yun si myeloid compared kay erythroid. Okay? Ayan. So, pero dili pod ana kadako kayo compared with your erythroid, no? Ayan. So, 2, greater than 2 ka myeloid progenitor and 1 sa lymphoid progenitor in your myeloid ratio. Ayan. So, examples, no, average, again, normally, ang ratio nato sa bone marrow is 3:1. If there's infection, no, mas mudagan yun siya, kay mas mudagan ang production sa unsa man, sa mga granulocytes. So, myeloid man na sila na progenitor, from myeloid progenitor. So, mas mudagan naman sila, so mas mudagan pod sa sila sa bone marrow. Sa leukemia naman, no, this is an abnormal, okay? Abnormal ni siya na production of your WBCs. Ayan, so the myeloid erythroid ratio in the bone marrow becomes 25:1. Imagine, na overpower na ni WBCs, no, ang ato ang RBCs. Okay, so these are just facts, no, about myeloid period. So the adult hematopoietic tissue, no, usually are the following, no, the bone marrow, spleen, liver, thymus, and the lymph nodes. Ayan, so these are the following tissues, no, or organs that are hematopoietically active. Ayan, so bone marrow ang pinaka common. Okay, so two types of bone marrow. We have two types of bone marrow. We have the red marrow and the yellow marrow. So si red marrow siya tong hematopoietically active. So siya ang nag-reproduce of RBCs or cells. And then usually seen in the flat bones and proximal end of the long bones. Ayan, so flat bones meaning dala and the proximal end. And then sorry. It is composed of extravascular cords that contain all of the following blood cell lineages, stem cells, adventitial cells, and macrophage. Okay. Proximal ends because the yellow marrow is in the shaft. So shaft, no? Dere, shaft. Mamaning shaft, guys. So tong bata pa ta, no? Ang pinaka-active yun kaya ang bone marrow. So puro pa na siya red marrow. As you grow older, okay? As you grow older, your red marrow, okay, will be replaced, no? Or will be converted to yellow marrow. Ayan, so your yellow marrow is hematopoietically inactive. Usually, fat na lang na sila. Okay, di ba anak ko ganina tong fats? Ayan. So the marrow will be replaced by fats as you grow older. So kani child, adolescent na ka, so yun, magiging yellow marrow na siya. And then, normally, no, the ratio of your yellow and your red marrow is the 50-50 na sila. So, 50% red marrow, 50% ang yellow marrow. Yan. So, adult hematopoietic tissue is si liver. The major site of hepatic hematopoiesis in the fetus, no, during the hepatic period. So, it also functions as hematopoiesis, no, in adults, especially if there is extramedullary na hematopoiesis. Okay, or extravascular na mga hematopoiesis. Synthesis of various transport proteins. No, isa po na sa iyang function. Transport protein. So, example of transport protein, si ferritin. Okay? Ay, transferrin, rather, transferrin. Okay, next, storage of minerals and vitamins, bilirubin conjugation, and bilirubin transportation. So, pathophysiology of your livers, no, includes the following: porphyria. Okay, when hemoglobin is abnormally metabolized by the liver, it will lead to porphyria. Okay, yun sa pa. Enzymatic deficiencies for porphyrias again, and accumulation of intermediary porphyrias. Napotecutaneous porphyrias, okay, which makes the patient sensitive to light, which causes pain sa ilaha. That is when hemoglobin is abnormally metabolized. Yan, sa pang others, pathophysiology, increase ang bilirubin conjugation, which is seen in hemolytic anemias and RBC dysplasias. Yan, so, storage iron, yan, madaming storage iron, during increase in bilirubin conjugation. Storage diseases, so we have your monocyte macrophages, enzymatic diseases, hepatomegaly with liver dysfunction, and ayan. The next is extramedullary hematopoiesis. Okay, if the bone marrow fails to produce RBC, si liver na karon ang mag-assume sa iyahang work. Yan. Next is the spleen, no? So again, it is the second largest lymphoid organ. The spleen is actually vital but not essential for life. Important lang siya, but dili gyud siya kailangan. So kung tanggalon siya, okay lang. Okay? Ayan, so functions, it indiscriminate filter of blood and it sequesters senescent red cells. Sorry, unsa man ang senescent na old, okay, old RBCs. It also functions as producers of IgM, no? And storage for platelets. Ayan. So we have three regions no, of our spleen. No? We have the white pulp, red pulp, and the marginal zone. Si white pulp, it contains aggregates of lymphocytes, macrophages, and dendritic cells. Si red pulp naman, dira na to makitaan si kaling o si piting. Unsa man ang kaling o piting, ma'am? Kaling, it destroys the RBCs totally. Kung wa na gyud mapuslan after 121 days, okay, ikaling na niya, iya na nang daoto no gubaon. Okay? Si pitting naman, okay, the spleen is also capable of pitting, meaning tanggalo niya ang RBC inclusions that is present sa imo ang RBCs. Okay, next is marginal zone. This surrounds the white pulp and contains blood vessels, macrophage, and specialized B cells. Next is spleen, hemolysis of pathophysiology. We have your hemolysis. So increased environmental stress due to small openings by the endothelial region. Splenomegaly naman, splenomegaly enlarge and palpable ang spleen. So if nidako si spleen, okay, so kung mudako si spleen, mo sige siyag sequester of RBCs leading to anemia. Kaya magsigigpat yun ang mga RBC. Okay? Next is hypersplenism. Ayan. So, enlarge meaning or leads to pancytopenia. O, di ba? Anemia. Pancytopenia na gyud di ay. Pan meaning all of the cells will be decreased in number. So, this is caused by congestive splenomegaly secondary to liver cirrhosis and portal hypertension. Okay, next is the lymph nodes. So, bean shape member of lymphatic system occurring in groups. Ayan. Dagan taog lymph node, guys. Ayan. So, functions, they form new lymphocytes, processing of specific immunoglobulins, and filter particulate matter, debris, and bacteria entering via the lymph. And then, pathophysiology, adenitis or lymphadenitis. So, infection of the lymph node. Pinaka-common, ana, kay ka na mag-plaque ka o ilok ka ng dire naman tay axillary. Okay, so, kung masigi kag plaque na, ma-infection siya. So, if it will be infiltrated by malignant cells, oh my God, it is metastatic. Okay, that's for your lymph nodes. Okay, next is thymus, no? Thymus atrophies with age. So, hinay-hinay na siya kawala as we grow older. But it is efficient and well-developed at birth. Okay? So, si thymus actually ang murag, sa tawag, anak, guys. Siya ang last say, no? Or siya ang that's where the T cells mature in the thymus. Ayan, so pathophysiology of your thymus non-development, no? If wala yung nag-develop na thymus, of course, walay lymphocyte, okay? So kung walay lymphocytes, walay protection sa ato through production of immunoglobulins. That's why uncontrollable ang infections kung wala kay thymus gland. Okay, next is death, no? Due to thymic disturbances. Ayan. Okay, ayan. So, stem cells theories. So, again, discuss na ako si pluripotential. So, one cell gives rise to varied blood cells. So, pwede erythroid, lymphoid, or myeloid na cell. Committed stem cells naman, okay, they give rise to descendants or progeny cells that eventually become restricted to a specific cell line development. Yan. So, characteristics or fates of stem cells, they are capable of self-renewal. Okay. They give rise to a differentiated progeny, able to reconstitute the hematopoietic system of an irradiated host, and apoptosis, program cell death. Ayan. So, this is an example, no, of a pluripotent stem cell. Okay, that becomes now the ano sa tawag ani that becomes committed stem cells. Okay, so kani siya si pluripotent gusto siya mahimong stem cell. Kaning stem cell na ni pwede mag myeloid stem cell or lymphoid stem cell. Kung mag myeloid siya, of course, no, dagantag mga colony forming units. So we have your granulocyte, monocyte, megakaryocyte, bursa-forming units, no, or for the erythrocytes, and then eosinophil. Then si E, no, si eosinophil, si erythrocyte, the I rather, will activate now your colony-forming units which will form your erythrocytes. Yan, so mo ni siya guys ang iyang flow. So we have also growth factors no which prevents hematopoietic precursor cells from dying by inhibiting apoptosis. So once ma-differentiate na from a stem cell ang isa ka cell to a committed stem cell, of course you have to make sure na dili siya mag program cell death. That kailangan siya na sa tawag na, ma-process siya into the desired na cell. Okay? Then it helps increase in number, usually the growth factors, survival, and prolong the lifespan of the stem cell. So these are the following growth factors now that can be used: the phytohemagglutinin, cyclophosphamide, and concanavalin A. Known inhibitor of your growth factors is your hydroxyurea. Yan, so cytokines, hematopoietic growth factors. So, it needs a group specific, your cytokines naman, involved pa rin siya as growth factor for hematopoiesis because, uh, mm, it regulates the proliferation and differentiation of your cells. And this includes interleukins, lymphokines, monokines. So, okay, lahat ng factors na that is needed for the hematopoietic or hematopoiesis, okay, should be produced no by the cytokines. Ayan. So, colony stimulating factors. So, these are produced by many cells, though it has high specificity to target cells. So, target cells has receptors to for the colony forming units. Ayan. So, GCSF, okay, primary target is the granulocyte. So, your CSF naman has synergistic effect sa interleukin 3 and for the GCSF for the megakaryocyte production. Next is interleukin. So, numbered in order of identification. So, kanang interleukin 1, dili gyud na siya ang first na interleukin ha. Giname lang na sila. Depende sa kung kinsay una na discover. Ayan. So, proteins that exhibit multiple biological activities. Um, si interleukin, no, synergistic interaction with other cytokines, interacting system with amplification potential, and effective at very low concentration. Even at low concentration, your interleukins can stimulate no, the hematopoiesis. Okay, factors that stimulate lineage-specific hematopoiesis. So we have your erythropoiesis, no, which is stimulus niya is yung erythropoietin. So, kano sa man mag-release og erythropoietin ng bone marrow, ma'am, or ang imuang kidneys, ma'am. Okay? When there's hypoxia or low RBC oxygen. So, kung gamay gani ang oxygen sa body, your kidneys will produce erythropoietin. And then your erythropoietin will be recognized now by your bone marrow to produce RBCs.
Next is leukopoiesis, no? It needs colony-stimulating factors and of course the interleukin-3. Ayan, so example, hematopoietic stem cells, no? So leukopoiesis kay mag-develop siya into a different or a more committed na stem cell. Ayan. Ayan, so this is a lymphocyte. Okay. This is for band cell, neutrophils, basophil, and eosinophil. And then next is megakaryocytopoiesis or megakaryopoiesis. Si thrombopoietin ang iyahang hormone, no, stimulus, but no kalahian lang niya with erythropoietin, si thrombopoietin is mainly produced by the liver, whereas your erythropoietin mainly produced by your kidneys. Yan. So si MEG-CSF or si MEG colony stimulating factors is also needed, no, to for differentiation of your megakaryocytes from a specific stem cell. Ayan. So, erythropoiesis, it occurs in the bone marrow, of course, no? Then, it gives rise to earliest identifiable colony of RBC, the bursa-forming unit erythroid or the BFUE. Okay, yung BFUE naman will become CFUE and has many EPO receptors. So, kung dagan na siyang EPO receptors, it will reproduce or it will produce more and more RBCs. Yan. So, the erythropoietin also induces hemoglobin synthesis. That's why it is important na naay erythropoietin ang isa ka patient. Okay, useless ang imong RBC kung wala siya hemoglobin. Because it is where the hemoglobin is where your oxygen will bind, no, para makaspread og oxygen to the tissues. Sa myelopoiesis naman, no, it gives rise to granulocytes. So, myeloid sila. Mo bitaw tong gi-differentiate na ko ang granulocyte ug agranulocyte guys kay lahi pud sila og progenitor cell. Lahi pud sila og gigikanan na cell. So, ang more committed na stem cell saya is yung myeloid stem cell. It needs the following factors, no, para ma-give rise to the specific na cell lineage. Yan. Interleukin-3 is actually multi-lineage, no. Pwede siya gamiton as stimulating factor, no, for RBC, pwede po sa WBCs. And then, stimulating, pwede po gani sa platelets. Ayan. Lymphopoiesis naman, it gives rise to lymphocytes, no, or production of T and B lymphocytes. Okay, T cells mature in the thymus gland, and then your B cells naman, they mature in the bone. Or mugawa sila sa bone marrow na mature na daan. Okay, T lymphocytes may be classified under the influence of phytohemagglutinin, which is a stimulus. Then in vivo, under the influence of interleukin 2 and 7. In vivo, sa sulod sa body. Phylohemagglutinin sa labas or phytohemagglutinin sa labas or in vitro. B cells originate and mature in the bone marrow. Okay, compared with your T cells, T cells originate from bone marrow but matures in the thymus gland. Okay, and then they mature into plasma cells, si B cells, no, and is responsible for production of antibodies. So in vitro, paano na to ipaproliferate ang B cells? Under the presence of lipopolysaccharide and dextran sulfate. Ayan. The megakaryopoiesis naman, no, platelets are actually just fragments of megakaryocyte. Yung megakaryocytes are big cells. Okay? Involved in hemostasis and thrombus development. So earlier influences include GM, CSF, or interleukin-3, 6, 11, KIT ligand, and TPO, or the thrombopoietin. So stimulating hormonal factor is the TPO, which is mainly again produced by the liver. The MEG-CSF is a factor that is significantly increases the CFU MEG colony formation. Yan. So from a hematopoietic stem cell, it proliferates into a megakaryocyte progenitor, and then the CFU-MK, which produces your megakaryocyte, and now magiging platelets. Ayan. So this is the summary lang of the cells, no, that we have discussed. So RBCs, maturation time from stem cells, we have 3 to 5 days for RBC. And the survival niya sa circulation is 120 days. Your granulocyte is 9 to 10 days lang na sila. Monocytes, months to years. And even your lymphocyte, no, months to years. And then sa platelets naman, 9 to 12 days lang na siya sa circulation. And then it will be sequestered now in the spleen. Ayan, so that's it for the first part of the lecture video. So next na po guys, we'll just send the lecture video. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.